チャンネルはジャパニーズリストリームチャンネルです。こちらのチャンネルでは海外の RTA 配信を行っています。現在司会進行を私カニパンが担当しております。引き続きよろしくお願いいたします。現在お送りしているのは RPG リミットブレイク2023の様子です。当イベントはですね、日本時間の7月17日午前2時過ぎから23日15時頃まで24時間ノンストップで開催されております。今回会場はですね、ユタ州ソルトレイクシティだそうです。イベントタイトルの通り RPG に焦点を当てたイベントとなっておりますので、1タイトルずつがボリューミー、長いんですね。で、時間が長いために他の RTA 生放送イベントではなかなか見られないようなタイトルも含まれているところが魅力となっております。お時間の許す限り最後までお楽しみいただきたいのですが、このようにボリューミーですので、皆さんも睡眠時間とか水分補給とかの確保を、心がけて急に体調を崩したりしないようにね、注意しながらご覧くださいね。今回寄付先はですね、ナショナルアライアンス・オン・メンタル・イルネスとなっております。通称ナミと言いまして、精神疾患を持つ方やその家族、心の不調や悩みを持つ方たちを支えることを目的に設立された非営利団体です。他のイベントでもたまにありますように、イエティでグッズを購入しますと間接的な寄付が可能ですので、そちらの商品ラインナップもぜひ、チェックしてみてください。T シャツのデザインとかね、結構面白いものがいろいろありますので。またタイトルによっては難易度変更やエンディング分岐、キャラクター名などを寄付によって決定するビッドウォーというものを行うケースがまあまああります。目標の寄付額達成やその内容にもぜひご注目ください。この後のタイトルになりますが、エグザイルⅡ邪念の事象というゲームになります。私初めて聞いたんですけれども、これがハードがですね PC エンジンのようなですね、私ちょっと PC エンジン遊んだことないんで、さもありなんというか自分が持ってなかったハードだから知らないのかというように理解したんですけれども、クリア予定タイム30分なんですね。こちら解説の方も現在応募がないので、もし視聴者の方で知ってるっていう方がいらっしゃいましたら、このエグザイルのシリーズとかね、エグザイル2プレイしたことあるという方がいらっしゃいましたら、今からでも解説のご応募お待ちしておりますので、こちらのねタイトルについて、RTA の経験がなくても内容に詳しい方ですとか、もちろん RTA 経験ある方でしたらカテゴリーですとか RTA 的な、技術についてもね解説いただけると大変助かりますので、RTA 見たことある程度でも大丈夫です番組の最中でもずっと解説の応募は、受け付けておりますので、応募いただけるとですね、こういう風に自分がやったことのないタイトルを担当している司会者も助かりますのでよろしくお願いいたします。この後のタイトルもですね、応募のないものがまだまだあります。スケジュール今一度ご確認いただきまして、水色に塗ってある欄は解説応募があった部分です。で、白いところはまだ解説応募がないという作品になってますので、その中でもしこれだったらできそうだなというのがあって、しかも時間にね、都合つけられそうでしたらぜひ応募をお願いいたします。
An extraordinary human being as well as a dear, dear friend of mine in FlannelKat. This is going to be
クリア予定タイムは30分となっておりますので、今回のイベントね、やっぱ RPG をメインにいろいろやっているので5時間とかもザラじゃないですか。そういうものと比べるとかなり短い部類に入るのかなと思うんですけれども、こちらはですね、その30分でクリアまでいけるっていうのも踏まえてかと思うんですけれども、ビットでカットシーンを見るっていうのが達成されてるようなので、おそらく本来はスキップ可能なんじゃないかなと思うんですけど、そこをあえて、ビット達成してカットシーンを見ながらやろうよということになっているのかなと思います。
Yeah.
So it got me a taste of like here's what an audience looks like. And also a lot of those people followed my channel and really just kickstarted everything I do nowadays.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I mean, you and I are both speedrunners, and we both focus primarily on retro content. But it wasn't until more recently that you kind of
でもこれシリーズとしては3作品くらい出ているようですよね。
RPG speedruns. What was it that kind of veered you that direction with some of the speedruns that you do?
Honestly, just finding the right RPG.
Yeah.
Like East 3 was probably the first RPG I ran.
Yeah,
And that
that's a special one.
was a
Oh,
really
it's a
exciting
special one.
time with some beautiful voice acting. And honestly, like when you see this game, you'll be like, oh yeah, it makes sense that East 3 led to this.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Now, there's a lot of things I want to talk about, but we talk about the speedrunning that you do and whatnot, but you're also involved in another gaming scene and at a competitive level. I want you to talk about that.
So I play pinball competitively, and I've been doing that for like a year and a half and made it to my state finals and everything, and that was pretty cool.
That is incredible.
I like to think I used to be very modest and say like, I'm fine. And I still think I'm fine, but I'm pretty on the higher tier of fine nowadays.
Good. Good. Yeah, I've been watching your journey, and obviously hear about the stories and whatnot, and just the competitive pinball scene. In fact, earlier tonight, I was my Uber driver. I was telling him that I was watching my friend do competitive pinball. He's like, "That's a thing," and it is, and it's very cool, and you're very good at it, and it's cool to see what you do there. Speaking of things that you do, now to bring it back to video games here, you do something incredibly unique when you play video games. And you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. So, okay. At a young age, my brother would hand me a controller before I really knew what I was doing and would just put it in my hands however he had it. And it was upside down 95% of the time. So when I started playing games on the NES, it was with the controller upside down. And I kept doing that on the Super Nintendo. And, I didn't have a TurboGrafx until a few years ago, but the controller is very similar to an NES controller, so why not hold that upside down too?
And so, and still to this day, the most comfortable way for you to hold a video game controller is to flip, not upside down as it's facing the floor, but flipping it so that the cord, where the cord comes out of the top, would be facing
the cord will be pointing me, the D-pad's in my right hand, and left goes right and right goes left, and I'll be doing this run like that.
It just... I don't know if you're going to be able to see it when we're doing it here, but I mean, I've watched you play video games plenty of times in person, and it's true. And she does
23日のフィナーレの後にゲームがある。ESA サマー2023が始まるということですね。イベントが始まる、イベントが終わるとどうなる？知らんのか、イベントが始まるっていう感じで、イベントが始まるんですね。
That's been another fun point of connection between Kat and I, as we are both very much TurboGrafx 16 enthusiasts, and the game that you're doing today is no exception. In fact, not only is it TurboGrafx 16, but it's a TurboGrafx CD game in Exile Wicked Phenomenon. Tell me about what got you into this game and why you enjoy it so much.
Okay, so I ran a project where I was playing through pretty much every TurboGrafx game because it's an underappreciated console and
Very
people
much
need to know about these games.
No lies told.
Every now and then you play through a game and you're like, wait, I think I could do that a little faster. And now I'm all of a sudden routing it. And now all of a sudden you're finding
ですので今回、こちらのリストリームの方ではなんと300時間以上の連続配信というスケジュールになっておりまして、これずっと起きといて全部リアルタイムで見るのは不可能ですよね。なのでほどほどに休みながら見てくださいね。はい、300時間。ちょっと聞いたことがない規模ですよね。で、今やっているのは RPG に焦点を当てた、フィーチャリングしたイベントですけれども、ESA の方はですね、ヨーロッパ最大級の RTA イベントとなっております。そちらもそちらで同じタイトルね、RPG のタイトルがあったり、もうなんというか ESA ならではのね、特殊なゲームなのかみたいなのとかもね、いろいろありますので、そちらのスケジュールも見ていただいて、 ぜひ、そちらも参加していただければと思います。コメント欄にて。不思議ですね。300時間っていうのは何時間なんでしょうね。アフリカでは1分間に60秒が経過しているという話も聞いたことがあるんで、不思議ですね。時の流れというのはね。
There's one that I want to start out with because I need to put a lot of emphasis on this, and that's this capture modded 3DS that we have right here. In order to get eligible for this, you need to have cumulative donations of at least $100, and the cutoff for being eligible for this is the end of the game that you're about to see. Once Kat says time, you are no longer eligible for that 3DS. So, if you want to get in on this, you've only got, and how long is your run? It's not quite 40 minutes. Yeah, there you go. So time is short. If you want to get eligible for this, the time is now. And sitting right next to it, of course, is our grand prize, which is the 256 gigabyte Steam Deck. That one also requires cumulative donations of at least $100, but the cutoff for that is the very end of the marathon. So you still got plenty of time.
はい、コメントにありますように、生放送が終わりましたらリストリームのアーカイブというのがタイトルごとで生成されますので、そちらをね、見ていただくようにして、リアルタイムではあまり無理しないようにまあアーカイブもあるしくらいの心構えでまったり見てくださいね。長いので。
And then we have the Switch edition of Chrono Cross: The Radical Dreamers. Of course, that was what you just watched. The fantastic Railcoon just play through in order to get eligible for all of these prizes here. Minimum donation of just $10 here. And then in front of the Steam Deck there, we have the Perlers for, it is, who is it? Surgeon Kid.
熱中症は危険ですね。あと知らず知らずのうちに家の中にいても汗をかいて脱水症状を起こしたりとかいうこともあるので、水分とミネラルをちゃんと定期的に摂るようにしましょうね。カリカリ梅とか常備しておくだけでも結構いいですよ。塩分とかミネラルとって水分も取って。
This isn't goodbye because you're going to walk right on over there to do your run, and I'm going to walk right on over there with you to do some commentary. So, if you
そうですね、クエンさんとかね。寝てる間とかも寝汗かいて体中の水分が抜けたりするので、意識的に水分補給してくださいね。
Let's go have some fun, okay?
Good luck talking about it.
Ellie, back to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Vani. Thank you, Kat. As we set up, yeah, super awesome prizes that Vani mentioned there. So if you want to get into that, if you want to get into that 3DS with the capture card and stuff.
よく聞くのが経口補水液っていう OS1 というのがあるじゃないですか。あれが美味しい、染み渡るって感じるようだとまずいっていうあれは正常な時に飲むと美味しくないなこの飲み物ってなるはずなんですよね。それが染み渡るって感じるようだとちょっと脱水症状ですねっていうのがあるので、そうまずいうちは大丈夫なんですよ。美味しく感じたらもうおかしいですから気をつけてくださいね。そう、まずいようじゃないとまずいです。
We have a $20 donation from Dragonista with no comment. Thank you so much for that donation. We have a $25 donation from Anonymous. Thank you so much. We have a $50 donation from Gramora, who says, shout out to the night crew. Thank you so much, Gramora. Code and Data donates $100 saying, thanks to all the organizers for all that you do to make this event happen. Thank you so much, Code and Data, for that generous donation. Of course, this is our PG Limit Break 2023. We're coming to you live from Salt Lake City. We are raising money for NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, which was formed in 1979 as a grassroots advocacy organization by a group of parents whose children suffered with serious mental illness, and NAMI has maintained that focus to this day. And taking a look at the bottom right, we have officially reached $25,000 in donations. Awesome, awesome stuff. And we are on a roll. Let's try to hit that 30,000. Thank you to everybody who has contributed to this wonderful, amazing event. We'll be starting XL shortly. As mentioned in the interview previously, we have met the working designs cutscenes, so Kat will be showcasing the cutscenes. Meanwhile, we still do have some incentives, such as the Lufia 2 incentives. We have a bonus Lufia 2 any percent run that you can donate towards. We are currently $600 out of $1,000 on that one, so over halfway there if you want to see a 5-minute run where Lufia can be beaten very quickly. We also have name incentives for Lufia as well. Cool. And with that, we're going to go ahead and give the floor to Kat and Company for their XL run.
Why, hello, everybody. Hi, I appear to be FlannelKat, and I'm joined by the lovely, the wonderful, and the one and
はい、
only
ゲーム画面に切り替わったようですので、
on the couch a minute ago,
ここか
and
ら
now I'm
EXILE2 邪念の事象の RTA が始まるかと思います。 クリア予定タイムがですね、30分になっております。
Not going to be a lot to talk about in the very beginning of the game, but there's a lot to say at the same time. But you did hit the donation.
このメニューでビギニングを押した瞬間がスタートですかね。
Open with one because you know it's a video game.
Right.
So
And an
please-
RPG, no less.
please enjoy
Yeah.
1992's best offerings from working design.
1992年
Um,
のゲーム。
Oh,
we start time.
you could start time now. I'm sorry. Usually it would start when we finish the cutscene, but you know it's fine.
ふわっと始まりましたね。グッドラックです。
I don't wanna talk
カウントダウンとかなくふわって始まりましたね。
exactly.
ターボグラフィックス16というのは、PC エンジンに相当するコンシューマー機のようですね。
Chosen one, you must go to Baghdad. This evil, the age of chaos is upon us.
What do you mean, prophet?
Mankind's fate lies with you.
He's gone. That is a really annoying trick. Baghdad.
Mm.
こういったカットシーンがもしかしたらスキップできるものが多いのかもしれませんが、今回ビッドを達成してカットシーンを見るということになっておりますので、おそらく今みたいなムービーとかが流れるときに逐一見ていくんじゃないかなと思います。
Exclusively for the TurboGrafx. So the first thing we need to do is just go ahead and accept a mission there from go find the great evil or something. We're going to go straight into the first action area. Now, as you see, if you've played East 3, you understand that now this has had side-scrolling action
こ
things.
のように横スクロールでアクションでバトルしながら進めていく RPG なんですね。
But the biggest mistake I find myself running into is trying to use that tech on regular enemies that you don't need it to and making it too complicated. So we're going to hopefully not die in the first screen of the game. Excuse me, thank you. We're just going to run across the screen and kill everything because I have a sort of an experience route going on here, and that's our first level up. Donzanal Oasis, we're going to do nothing. There's a lot of people to talk to. There's a lot of things you can do shopping-wise. We're just going to leave because we don't need to do anything here. And we're going to run into this action area. I really feel like I need to reroute the experience in this game because right now I just have it to get free level ups that heal me, despite not actually really needing them that much. So for now, I'm going to be killing everything, at least in this screen. And in this, you just kind of stay low, fight the things you see, and you're more or less just progressing across the screen. You're not really in that much danger. And there's one level up, and I think we might see another. I don't think you see one out of this, but you need to kill this to leave the screen.
Yeah, speaking of progressing across the screen, I find it so maddening that you have to get like 80% of the way across just to advance the screen, and I'm not even the one playing.
街に入ると見下ろし型になって、ダンジョン等では横スクロール
For some
で
reason,
バトルするという感じですか？
the level 1, level 2, and level 3 attack up items the moment you get to the second town. And we're going to talk to this girl, Rumi, who is from the first, the Exile, the second Exile game named Exile. And she's going to join our party, and she's like, hey, there's this evil in this 2-story building over to the left. We got to go handle it. So we're going to save before we go in there because this is a marathon and we don't want to have to restart the run. And it's like, hey, I heard something outside, and there's this gentleman Gremmel here. And we're going to fight him, and you're going to see the fun tech that this game has in common with Mega Man 1.
Yeah,
Oh, but first is a cutscene.
oh yes.
Beautiful.
You've come out of your hole.
Here are the other 2 party members from the previous game.
You seem to be in an uncomfortable bind.
Brilliant deduction.
Wotan, no bata day. Heaven to earth, blood to dust, elemental begun.
This game rules.
We're only 4 minutes in.
Sadler has a lot to say.
Yeah. Sadler also has that fantastic wisp of hair coming down across the Bridger's nose. I find that very nice.
All right, so we're going to use the attack up item and do something that looks a lot like Mega Man. So we're going to jump in the air, take a swing at this guy near the ground. So when you hit the ground, you'll do about 3 more swings out of nowhere and then back off so he doesn't hit you with the retaliate. So every time we unpause there, as long as his iframes are gone, he'll just take another hit. So you're more or less pause buffering through your sword swings to hit them like, I don't know, 10 times instead of just 1. It makes that fight very quick.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a lot of meticulous dodging or playing as Rumi, which this is the first time you get to play as the other party members.
Oh.
In the other games, they join your party, but you never actually get to play as them. I'm going east here. We don't need to buy any more things. We've got an attack up item in our inventory that we won't be using yet. And I always buy them in pairs for a very specific reason. This area is probably the scariest navigational area in the game for me, just because these things will kill you very quickly if you let them. But we're going to try to use the pause buffering to get through some of them without having to deal with too much. Nope, nope, nope.
Oof.
Don't like that.
No, my goodness.
So the pause buffering also works against you. So if an enemy is inside your hitbox and you pause buffer, it'll just hit you repeatedly.
Oh no.
So it's an equal opportunity glitch, I guess.
Yeah, the sword cuts both ways, as they say.
I was hoping to clear. Ooh, that's scary. I'm just gonna duck here and be scared. If we die, it's not that big of a deal, as we just kind of save across each section. Alright, this hopefully will not hit me. Everything's fine, everybody, no worries.
Yeah, and
There's a level up. There was actually no danger there, I'm sorry. Alright, I hate that area, it's the worst. So we're gonna go shopping again. We are going to make sure we have a second Boricello, and there's a reason that we buy these in pairs. And then we are going to buy some of the healing item as well. All right. Okay, so this game has a really peculiar inventory and item use system. So what it does is when you go into your menu, you can use more than one item. Now, when you use more than one item, things get a little weird. With healing items, sometimes you get, instead of just a little bit of health back, you'll get all of your health back. But also there's a 50-50 chance to lose health when you do it as well. It's not wonderful, and if you use 3 healing items in the same menu, you might just die.
I like how you feel like that's the point when things have gotten weird.
Now, as well with the attack up item, we buy them in pairs, and eventually I'm going to start carrying 4 of them. Because when you use 2 of them, your attack will either increase to the maximum or decrease to the minimum. And decreasing to the minimum is not a great experience at all. So we're just going to go in this temple and talk to some people and get an objective here. So basically the idea of this game is that there's a great evil around, and we're going to go murder a few gods. They're telling us to go kill this god Crowley that this cult is worshipping of some sort. And hopefully that'll solve the great evil that's going around, or just this corruption of man, or something along those lines. It's been a while since I've read the plot of the game. So Spire Step is the first time you aren't just in a linear area. It's not a ton that you need to wander around, but we are going to get some new gear here. That's important. As my practice run earlier where I just forgot to get new gear, I had a very hard time killing a specific boss. So we're going to get a few things out of this. We're going to kill some enemies because we will get a level up out of here. And the level ups are at least important. Don't worry about that thing. It doesn't really have spikes. It's fine. Those ceiling spikes are fine. Floor spikes, less fine. But there's barely any floor spikes. Because like here, you can just go through that. It's cool.
Nice.
We do the same here. Now the spikes over there that we walked by, those are actually dangerous. So there's a level up there. We could be pause buffering through these to be a little fancy, but we don't need to do that too much. We will be pause buffering on this boss here that's coming up. He's actually somewhat scary. And that did say, yes, you found a cool golden robe. The working designs found it fitting to add exclamations about how exciting your items are when you found them.
Now, why is it that when you open each treasure chest, there's 3 items in there?
Because it's giving you items for more than one character.
Yeah.
So we're going to just 1 Boricello. Wait for this guy to get close enough to us. Oh, that's bad. All right, sir, don't hit me. That's not how this fight goes. And you're just gonna see his life
There.
just delete.
Yeah.
Thank you.
God Crowley.
And you know, he's got followers, whatnot. I honestly was gonna do a quick run through of the plot of this before the run. I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
The cutscenes will do the heavy lifting there.
It's gonna be a minute till we see one again.
Okay.
And they're like, hey, there's actually more evil out there. Thanks, go west. So we're gonna go down the mountains now. And it's gonna be very similar to that scary mountain that we were in, but a lot less scary. Mount Icarus we're a lot stronger now. Things are less scary. We've got new armor. We're a new saddler. That does mean I shouldn't be completely reckless like I'm being now, though. I've been getting a little looser on my XP, and it's caused some problems because I need level ups in really specific spots later. Or, I mean, you could just heal, but getting a level up before a boss is very, very helpful.
Yeah, now that kind of fire god thing, you didn't even bother doing the pause buffer thing because you wasted it so quick.
Yeah, no, you could just sit there. And
Yeah.
now we're going to get this guy, Lawrence. Now, people who know this game know Sadler, the main character, is based off of Lawrence of Arabia. I believe this dude is based off of Alibaba, if I'm not mistaken, or something along those lines. But he's based off of a real folklore figure or person or some... I was trying to find it the other day, but I could not. So we're going to buy one Borkello. I think I've got 2 of these now. Yes, and we're going to buy the rest. No, we don't want that. I'm trying to use turbo on the menus, but you need to do it in a really specific way and have turbo on one button and not the other. Otherwise, you just kind of repeatedly say no to healing.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go in this cave. I'm low on XP, which is fine. But usually if you go in this cave around 2400 experience, the last enemy will level you. And we're not going to get that luxury here, but we will level off the boss. We just need to not die to the boss.
Now, Kat mentioned something before about using turbo. For those that are not familiar with the TurboGrafx 16, their stock controllers had turbo switches for the 1 and 2 buttons, which, you know, for those that are more familiar with the NES, essentially correspond to the B and A buttons. So that's something that when it comes to the speedrunning community, pretty much all of them do allow turbo because the controllers had them built in by default.
Yeah, a lot of this run you'll see me turning on turbo on specific switches and turning it off on others. We're going to use one healing item and then we're going to exit the menu and use another just to get a little bit of health. Once he's walking back at us, we're going to use one of these and jump at him first to see what he's going to do. Now, I'm doing that specifically because he could do 2 actions on when he walks across the field there. He could either jump at you or he can swing at you. Now, what he'll do is always static. So you jump at him once, and if he jumps, then you know he's going to be jumping. If he's going to bounce across the screen for...
ちょっとスピードラン .com を覗いてきたんですけれども、このゲームカテゴリーがこれしかなくて、奏者もこの方しかいらっしゃらないという感じのような、このフランネルさんが、34分47秒という記録をお持ちで、他に奏者の方がいないオンリーワンにしてナンバーワンの奏者さんという方のようですね。まあこのゲームの、例えばハードとかソフトとか、そもそもその環境を整えることが難しいゲームというのも中にはありますから、なかなかね、奏者がそういう理由で増えないというゲームも中にはあると思うんですけれども。
And you can kind of pause buffer a little extra experience out of it. There's a level up. So we're going to linger when these are on screen a little bit, just to get some free experience, because they're worth a good amount of experience.
I mean, being attacked by falling boulders is quite the experience, so... I mean...
We're going to let that disappear.
Oh, Kat, you're almost running out of time.
Oh, we got there. Don't worry. And hey, you got a cutscene now.
Cool.
Why did you spare me?
Once I broke the spell you were under, your life was not mine to take. You're free to go now. Choose your path wisely, Lawrence.
Alas, Sadler, your gesture is kind, but I have no memory of my home.
Well, If you have nowhere to go, why not join our quest?
It's so shocking.
Sadler, my debt to you shall not be fully repaid until I've snatched you from the jaws of death also.
That might be foreshadowing. We'll see.
Very dramatic.
All right, so we're trying to find the wickedness and evil that's spreading across the land, and now Lawrence is hanging out with us. And like I said, you can switch to these party members. We will be doing that very little. They are, it's cool that they're there. I always forget where this town is. How are we doing on items? Borkello, we're going to buy 2, 3. Fill on healing. Take a quick save, and we are headed to the pyramid. Again, there's a lot to wander in here. There's a lot of cool stuff in here, a lot of gear. We're not really going to engage with that, unfortunately. One of these days, maybe I'll do a 100% run.
No.
But it is a lot of doors that will dump you out into random hallways if you don't go the right way. So at the very minimum, you do need to memorize where you're going. Let's kill that. Why not? We're gonna be low on experience for the next boss as well, so we might just have to heal a little bit. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh,
Stop!
Oh.
What are you doing,
Oh.
Orb? Orb,
Oh my
please!
goodness.
Excuse me?
it is just. It just
GDQ gave
won't
you too much
quit.
power. Alright, we need that mysterious crest. I had no idea what that item did for the longest time until I skipped it. And then the next boss just doesn't spawn.
Oh,
Alright, Valley of Kings, again, just leave. Just hit the bricks, get out. Alright, this is the only scary boss in the game. And if I'm going to die at any point in this game, and it's not to that orb we saw earlier, it's going to be here. And you know what, Vonnie, I think, would you like to see another character in this game?
yeah, sure.
All right,
Of
what do
course.
you say we get some Lawrence in this run?
Yeah, let's do it.
That was a very good, well-timed level up, actually. That
nice.
rules, actually.
Cool.
Let's go ahead and bring Lawrence out.
Alrighty.
Come on, man, let's go.
Hello,
The
Lawrence.
pause buffer does not work with him very well.
このダンジョン部分って結構使い回しとかはなくて、ちゃんと毎回違うグラフィックというか背景になってますね。
And this will
違う場所に来てるんだということがわかるというか。
And then the sword will swing out, it'll go back to the guy, and then he'll run around again. Now, sometimes you can one cycle.
似たようなマップを使い回すようなゲームとかも中にはありますけどね。
PB attempt. Oh, let's go.
Look,
All
that
right.
sword did a truckload of damage.
Yeah, this guy's axe is not a joke.
Yeah.
Now
No, I'm talking about the damage you took.
Oh God, yes. Did
Yeah.
this dude hit you?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, this dude, Khufu, was just like, hey, hatred incarnate's out there. You need to go deal with that. Common theme so far. I think this is the weapon shop. Oh, we want to be in the weapon shop today. This is why I go here. All right, we're going to buy Lawrence. Not armor. We don't need that, dude. We're going to buy him a new axe because he's doing such a good job.
ショップに入ると画面がテキストのみになるのちょっとシュールですね。
We're going to bring out Lawrence again.
メッセージウィンドウとコマンドしかない。
Sadler right now. We're going to give him his new axe and we're just going to march across the ocean. Or the sea.
As one does.
Now, we have given this new axe because of these serpents. Now, I do things a little bit differently if this wasn't a marathon. For one, I would take Lawrence's armor away. It feels mean, but don't worry, there's a reason we do that. As well, during combat encounters and bosses, I don't love my hit points. I would use 2 Borkello and hope for the best. Just fingers crossed that it buffs my attack and not reduces it by half. But at this point, like, reducing it by half, that fight's over. You're just not going to do anything. These are the Clispins. This is what Working Designs decided to translate Christians to. And now Lawrence is going to leave our party randomly at some point, too. All right, I feel I got to go. I got to do a thing. Something's nagging me. I left the oven on. I got to leave. Peace. So Lawrence is going to leave. All right, this is where I need to not forget, like I did in my practice run, to buy a new gear for Sadler. Otherwise, this next boss fight is doable, but it's very slow. You'll see there's a ton of gear in here. We just want to buy the sword and the shield. All right. Sword. Now, sometimes I don't remember how much inventory space he has maximum, so I'm going to sell one sword and one shield, because we're going to get one more piece of gear for him. And we don't want to have a full inventory because you can't do anything about that. Oh, we're just maxed out. Let's go.
Nice.
All right, we're going to fight some more bosses up here. All right, they're like, hey, we think we found the source of the evil. Also, there's a noise outside. You should go check it out.
Now, so something that we mentioned during the interview was that this is a TurboGrafx CD game, and you can tell in the sound quality of the soundtrack that it's beyond, you know, what the 16-bit consoles
It's
of the era.
cutscene time.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was finished anyway.
This is where your quest ends, poopy boy.
You and your cowardly friends know too much. Who do you think you are?
I am the left hand of doom.
And I am the right hand of destruction.
Dorks.
The strength of their evil.
You will be the sacrifice that begins the glorious reign of Dota.
In your dreams.
So they named the final villain is Dotar. He's the
カット
evil
シーンの
villain
締めくくりに主人公のドアップ入りますね。
Borkello, because it's problems if you use more than one. Come on, don't attack.
Problems if
Okay,
used more
if
than
it's
one.
doing this attack, we can just skip that because geez, we won't take a hit here. It
Oh,
rains down like
beautiful.
ice on you, and you can just keep swinging. You'll be fine. This guy we do want to pause buffer, and you'll watch his life kind of evaporate. Oh, he's invincible now. You'll watch his life. Excuse me? You're supposed to roll across the screen, sir. Oh, I'm gonna use another tonic. Nope, nope, I don't like that attack. Oh, please. Yeah, anyway, his life bar didn't even catch up to him dying, so
That's how fast you killed him.
he was not playing nice today. Usually he'd kind of sit still and you can just kind of hit him. All right, we are in the last town of the game. So we are going to re-up on supplies. I believe it's 2 of these. And we're going to refill on health items, but I don't think we have any more room for them.
Yeah.
Do a quick check there. Then we're going to do something silly just because it's a marathon and I don't want to waste time. We are going to leave this town here and we're going to get a nice little cutscene again. Sort of. It's like, all right, we need to get to the tower. We're headed to the final area of the game, but here's a cutscene for you.
You are the...
This is the oven Lawrence left on.
Yes, and you are the warrior born out of my mind. Yet you disobey my commands.
What are you talking about?
I think you know, but let's review. I am the sum total of mankind's hatred. I created you to destroy Sadler so that the evil fueling my existence can once again reign supreme.
This can't be. I will not believe these lies you call truth.
The truth hurts, doesn't it? But in your black heart, it rings true.
Spooky. So this is why we take off Lawrence's armor, because Lawrence just needs to lose this fight. And he doesn't like losing it quickly. You need to jump up and down in these tentacles. Sometimes you're just immune to them. And you can't win this fight. You reduce it down to 1 hit point and it never goes all the way. But, I mean, you could easily do it. Anyway, here's Sadler. We're going to leave again. The only reason I'm leaving here is because I want to save the game again so we don't need to rewatch a cutscene or anything. Alright, so we are in the final area of the game. This is where Working Designs kind of made the biggest errors here. I don't want, it's the second and third floor I want to be on. There's these dragons that are on this floor, or in this area, and they're just completely invincible in the original version of the game. Nowadays you can kill them, in the original game at least. We're going to find a cool new sword. We're not going to use it too much until we get to the final boss. We're more or less just going to be cruising through here. So I know I haven't let our host talk the entire run, so take it away. You've probably got a few minutes here.
Cool, awesome. Yeah, I got a couple donations here and a few messages for you, Kat. Got $50 from David TKI saying, good luck on your run, Kat. It's been great to hang out with you this week. Also, how dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you? $100 from High Spirits saying, good luck on Exile, Kat. Working Designs was best company and the cutscenes should always be seen. And we have a $50 donation from Arborelia saying, let's go, Kat. You have the power of anime on your side. And you also have the power of the pause button.
Thank you, wife.
And we have $2 from Tempest Mask saying, hey, Kat, good luck and have fun, friend. Thanks for bringing some TurboGrafx goodness on our way.
Well, thank y'all. If you want to do a few more, or if you have other things to say, please go for it. But otherwise, I can talk. Oh, we're in the ceiling. That's neat.
Yeah, go for it, Kat.
All right. So this is the final area, and like I used to fight everything in here until I realized you just walk through it. Like the final boss is not really a threat, and after you fight the mid boss, you get 5 free healing items. So you don't even need to really be concerned about like how much healing you have or anything in case everything goes left. Just don't die. Like you'll be okay.
You know, I was going to make a comment with the reference in that that donation comment about the TurboGrafx 16. You and I are in an exclusive club as far as being people who have run TurboGrafx 16 games at RPG Limit Break.
Oh, this is a great club, honestly.
Yes, it is.
I mean, honestly, more people should play TurboGrafx games. This
Yes.
console is wildly underrated, and there's some really silly things. And if you ever wanted a lonely leaderboard, go ahead and pick up a TurboGrafx game that's not called Bonk's Adventure.
It is a mountainside filled with hidden gems.
And that's to say the least. Like,
Yes.
and there's a lot of games that are like I'm gonna use some healing here.
You've got them.
Very slowly. We don't want to double use it and just start taking damage.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games that came out on both the TurboGrafx and the NES, and there's superior TurboGrafx version in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
But we're almost through here. We're going to be outside, we're going to fight a mini boss, and then we're going to walk some more, and then we're going to fight the actual boss, and then there's an ending waiting for you. Ooh!
Oh.
Not as scary as it looks.
Yeah.
Alright, so I don't want to actually die here. So we're going to double use the healing. It was weird. HP is increased. Let's
Woo!
go.
Look at that.
We like it when it's weird. Alright, this is Jin. I don't really know why this dude's here. We're going to use one of the... And we're just going to do the thing you might have seen me do before. Can we one cycle? I'm just not swinging anymore. Yeah, that's easy. Okay,
There
one
you
cycle. Let's go.
タイム連打で倒してしまいましたね。
What is that? Is that like a floating island? Like it's covered with trees, but it has like propulsion underneath it. What is that?
I really wish I knew.
Okay.
It doesn't really do anything.
Okay.
Like,
It just kind of floats by.
Here's
oh,
your
it's the
hanging garden.
Oh, it's the hanging garden. The rocket-powered.
時間的にもうかなり終盤なんでしょうね、これ。
okay, those guys actually hit pretty hard. So me dodging them is very nice. But we're still just cruising. And we've got one more cycle of those dudes. And then
落ちる床とかもあるのでアクション性の高い RPG ですね。
It looks like barely underestimate too.
And that's with the cutscenes.
Yeah.
もうラスボスを残すだけなんですか。
Nope, wrong way. All right, so we're just gonna walk into this wall and we're gonna fight the final boss. There's gonna be some cutscenes and then the ending will
Yeah.
play. And
ラスボスに安全地帯があるんですか？
We're just gonna get to the end of this hallway,
Yeah,
and
I thought it
there's
was
the
a
wall,
dead end the
and
first
there you
time
go.
and turned
Yep.
around.
And now you advance, because of course you do.
All right, here's your final boss. Hey, Lawrence is here. Lawrence, what's up, buddy? You good?
He looks like he's struggling a little bit.
He's not having a good day.
No, he's not.
Like someone just ran me into the boss and jumped over and over. Anyway, here's this weird.
And took off my armor before before they did it.
I left his armor on this time. I was
Oh.
very nice to
Oh, I
Lawrence.
see.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna Boricello. Why did I jump? We're just gonna sit here. This is how hard this boss is. You could even do this on the original Working Designs patch. And that's gonna be time when it fades out. That's time.
はい、タイマーストップです。30分29秒。カットシーンを入れても30分29秒なんですね。
So you may destroy my present form, but you cannot destroy me completely.
This is the best cutscene too.
Demonstrate my true power as I reduce you to a quivering puddle.
今の戦い方を見るだけだとかなり事故りにくい RTA に見えますけど、実際はどうなんですかね。
Oh no, our friends hate us.
What have you done to them, Dotar? Kendi, what's wrong with you?
Oh, Tamura!
Fool, you have the intellect of a gnat. I can control the minds of your weak friends, commanding them to kill you with a voice they cannot refuse.
I don't know how we're getting out of this one.
This is unreal.
Sadler, it's time to die.
You underestimate the power of friendship.
You're still alive
パワーオブフレンドシップ。
once and for all.
Shout out to Lawrence.
My life was created from your bottomless hate. Now, Dotar.
これはビッドを達成したことによりカットシーンもすべて見てエンディングムービーも見ながら終わっていくので、それで EST30 分ですからこう30分アニメ見たみたいな感じになりますよね。
And then going.
Anime. Never underestimate the power of friendship.
Yes.
My debt to you is paid in full.
He's probably fine.
Conflict.
Okay, I'm going to talk over this just because it's a monologue now. Hey, thank you so much for watching my run. I hope you had a lovely time. I specialize in weird stuff, so if you think that's cool, maybe you should check out FlannelKat. Thank you so much for watching. This is one of my favorite games. I love finding weird nonsense like this because it's so cool. Thank you so much, Vani, for joining here. I'm sorry I didn't give you more to talk
Thank you
about.
for
は
having
い
me. Oh, that's good.
終了の
Shout
挨
out to
拶を
Unific.
し
I
てい
hope you
ま
all have a
す。
wonderful time. This is my first time running here, and I am honored. And I really hope to come back again with something.
RPG にもいろいろな長さのものがあります
Thanks so
ね。
much, everyone. You all have a lovely day, and stay tuned.
はい、ではこちらも次のタイトルの準備に入りますのでお待ちください。
Such an awesome run by FlannelKat. And how could you not love those cutscenes? Those were superb.